What's up, foodies? If focaccia has ever felt a little unpredictable and intimidating, today I'm going to simplify it. Today I'm showing you a same-day focaccia you can actually make the same day that's light, fluffy, and crispy. I'm going to show you how to mix it, fold it, and proof it. Then I'm going to show you a trick or two on how to stretch the dough so it fits your pan naturally. So let's get into it. First things first, in a cup, mix 18 grams of yeast into 960 grams of warm water. You're looking about 115 degrees Fahrenheit. And then mix it and let it sit for 5 minutes. Now you don't want your water too hot, you just want it to wake the yeast up so it gets moving right away. Now if you don't see any bubbles after 5 minutes, toss that out and get yourself some new yeast. In a big bowl, add 1200 grams of all-purpose flour and 24 grams of salt and give it a quick mix. I always like to mix my salt into the flour first so it spreads out evenly. Then make a little well in the middle of your flour. Then pour your yeast and water into the well and add 180 grams of olive oil and start mixing with a spoon. It's going to look rough and shaggy at first. This video is sponsored by Calicore olive oil. It's my go-to when I'm cooking Greek food, but honestly, I use it on everything. It's a premium cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil that comes from the Kalamata region of Greece. And what's cool about Calicore olive oil is it's a Greek olive oil with a Canadian home base. The family runs it from Montreal, and the oil comes from the groves in Kalamata. So if you're in Canada, check them out. I got more on them in the description below. This is a wet dough. You're not trying to smooth it out, you're just trying to combine everything so all the flour is incorporated. Now cover and let it sit for about 30 minutes. Now the rest is more important than people think. This is when the flour hydrates and the gluten starts forming on its own. This is going to help make the next steps way easier. Now after resting, we're going to do 4 sets of stretch and folds. This is how we're going to build up strength and structure without kneading the dough. Now you're going to wet or oil your hands. I personally like using gloves as I find the dough doesn't stick as bad. Now grab the edge of your dough, stretch it up as far as it will go, and fold it in on itself. Turn the bowl and repeat this step 8 to 9 times. Just stretch it up and fold it in on itself. Now it might feel a little sticky at first, but that's fine, it will come together. Doing these stretch and folds is what gives your bread structure. What it also gives you is a dough that traps the air and bakes up nice and light instead of a dense bread. Now cover it and let it rest for 30 minutes. Once it's rested 30 minutes, we're going to repeat these steps. Just grab one edge of the dough, stretch it up as far as it'll go, and fold it in on itself. And again, 8 to 9 more times. Now after your last 4 sets of stretch and folds, move the dough into a well-oiled rectangular container. Now this step is my little trick. Now if your dough proofs in a round bowl, it wants to stay round. Then you dump it into a sheet pan and you're stretching it out unevenly, squeezing all the air out and doing some cursing along the way. But when you proof it in a shape similar to your pan, it basically trains the dough to stay in that shape. Now cover it and let it rest for 30 to 40 minutes. Line a sheet pan with parchment. Today I'm using a half sheet pan for this amount of dough. Now if you don't have a half sheet pan, you can split this into multiple pans. Now add a generous amount of olive oil to the pan. It just wouldn't be focaccia without a lot of olive oil. Now once your dough is rested, turn the dough out onto the pan and gently stretch it towards the corners. If it starts snapping back, stop, walk away for 10 minutes, and come back and stretch it again. This is going to allow the dough to relax and you'll keep way more air in it. Now cover the pan by flipping another sheet pan upside down on top like a lid. Then let it proof for about 30 to 45 minutes. You're looking for it to get puffy and jiggle a bit when you move the pan. If you poke it lightly, it should spring back slowly and leave a small dent. Now it's time for the fun and the most relaxing part. Just a little bit more olive oil over the top and press your fingers into the dough all over. This is called dimpling. It stops massive bubbles from happening and creates little pockets that hold oil and helps toppings stick. It's what gives focaccia its signature look. Now since I'm using Calicore, which is a Greek olive oil, I decided to go with a Greek theme. So I'm topping it with some chopped Kalamata olives, some chopped rosemary, some dried Greek oregano from my backyard, and some flaky sea salt. Now if your olives or your toppings are too big, press them in a bit so they get covered in oil. This helps prevent them from burning. It also helps them from rolling off later when you're cutting up the bread. Now place in a 450 Fahrenheit oven and bake for 25 to 30 minutes, making sure you rotate the bread halfway through. This is going to help ensure even browning on the front and back. Now what you're looking for is a golden top, brown edges, and a very crispy bottom. Now if you have a thermometer, you want to pull this at 190 degrees Fahrenheit. Now take your focaccia out and wait 5 minutes and carefully place it onto a wire rack. Now if you leave it sitting in the pan to cool, the steam gets trapped underneath and the bottom gets soggy. The rack's going to help airflow and give you a crispy bottom. You want to make sure you let this cool for an hour before you cut it, and that's it. Since I made a big focaccia, I'm going to cut this into quarters and freeze the extras. It reheats really well, and it also forces you not to sit down and eat the whole thing in one shot, although I bet you it'd be pretty simple to do. Personally, I like dipping this in olive oil with a bit of balsamic vinegar, oregano, and some Greek feta. It's simple and it's super tasty. I also like using my focaccia for sandwiches, some fresh matzah, some cured meats, a bit of pesto. It's hard to beat. If you give this a go, let me know how it turns out. Let me know what you put on top of your focaccia. Do you keep it really basic, just with some olive oil and some herbs? Or do you like to go all fancy and use all different types of toppings? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, a subscribe down below, and until next time, Foodie out.